The sky did not explode. It did not burn. It simply went silent. At 3:17 UTC, every satellite above Earth stopped transmitting for exactly 3 seconds. 3 seconds, long enough for global markets to freeze, long enough for militaries to enter red alert, long enough for humanity to realize we were no longer alone. They arrived without theatrics. No laser storms, no planetary bombardment, just a fleet of impossibly massive ships hanging in orbit like dark gods observing an insect world. The message came in every language at once. Civilization identified. Technological maturity, insufficient, surrender authority. Integration begins now. Panic erupted across the planet. News anchors trembled. World leaders disappeared into bunkers. Social media collapsed under hysteria. The alien empire called themselves the Veilnary Ascendancy. For 50,000 years, they had absorbed civilizations into their network. Species that resisted were erased. Species that obeyed survived as tools. They had studied Earth for decades. They saw division, they saw conflict, they saw noise. What they failed to see was pressure. And what pressure creates. Within hours, something unprecedented happened. Rival nations opened sealed archives. Black projects were unclassified. Corporations surrendered proprietary AI systems to a global defense coalition. For the first time in history, humanity stopped arguing. We started building. Deep beneath the Arctic ice, a dormant experiment was activated. Project Aegis. It was never meant to fight aliens. It was meant to answer a question. What if gravity isn't just a force, but a language? For 20 years, physicists had been mapping gravitational anomalies around distant stars, patterns that didn't make sense, rhythms that looked engineered. The universe wasn't random, it was structured. And structure can be interrupted. While the Veilnary fleet prepared orbital suppression platforms, Earth transmitted one final reply. Integration declined. The Ascendancy responded instantly. Their ships powered weapons capable of cracking continents. And then, Earth pulsed. Aegis activated. No more explosions, no visible beams. Just a ripple across local space. Gravitational constants shifted by a fraction, so small no human would notice. But alien technology did. The Veilnary weapons destabilized. Their propulsion grids faltered. Targeting systems collapsed into cascading errors. Because their empire was built on a universal constant. And humanity had just proven constants can change. Confusion spread across their fleet. A second pulse followed. Stronger. Warp corridors feeding reinforcements snapped offline. Energy relays overheated. Autonomous combat drones drifted powerless in orbit. The Ascendancy had conquered thousands of species. None had ever attacked physics itself. A transmission arrived from their flagship. The tone was no longer commanding. It was analytical. You possess primitive infrastructure. How have you achieved gravitational manipulation? Answered with a simple truth. We learned it from surviving our own chaos. On our world, nothing is stable. Climate shifts. Economies crash. Nations rise and fall. We adapt or we die. Instability is our natural habitat. The Veilnary depended on perfection. Humanity thrives in imperfection. A final pulse surged outward, not enough to destroy the fleet, but enough to demonstrate range. Sensors aboard the flagship detected something terrifying. The ripple had not stopped at Earth's orbit. It had reached outward. Toward Veilnary core territory. We had not attacked their empire. We had shown we could. Silence stretched between worlds. Then, slowly, the alien fleet powered down its weapons. Their last transmission carried something no conquered species had ever heard from them. Assessment revised. Humanity categorized as unpredictable high-risk civilization. Integration postponed. Their ships folded space and vanished. The satellites rebooted. The stars remained steady. The sky returned to normal, but nothing was normal anymore. Humanity had not won through superior firepower. We had not won through unity alone. We had won because when faced with extinction, we rewrote the rules. The Golase would remember this day, the day Earth refused to kneel. Because if a divided, chaotic, fragile species could bend gravity itself, then no empire was truly safe. And somewhere far beyond our telescopes, ancient civilizations adjusted their calculations. They no longer asked, can humanity be conquered? They began asking, should we avoid them?